are live.
Thank you. Did you just take my Did y'all just take my bail? You
what
know
bail?
what?
What you talking about?
You know
I don't know what you're talking about.
You lost your bell privilege.
You can steal my bell.
Get out.
I'll wait for your caller.
Get out. No.
I
Get
gotta wait for
out.
your caller.
No.
I kick people out
I gotta
randomly.
wait for your caller.
Okay.
You can't. I own this place. You can't kick me out.
Damn.
The man does have a point. The man has a point.
Can we start now?
Let's get started. What's going on?
Welcome. I was going to call it the Real Nurses of Detroit, but it was formerly known as the Real Nurses of Detroit. We are now called Detroit-ish. He said our name was too long. That's why I'm looking at him. Detroit-ish.
You didn't tell me ish. You said Detroit White Coat Exam Room.
It was Detroit-ish. My bad. We're going to change that later. Don't worry about that. It's the Detroit-ish White Coat Exam
Room
podcast. That's kind of long, ain't it?
It is kind of long.
White Coat Exam Room.
Dude,
exam room.
it's
I just call it the exam room.
It's literally too big for the screen.
Exam room.
The White Coat Exam Room, okay?
We're there. We're
already there.
We're
We're going to do this.
All right.
And we're live
do it.
on the Real Nurses of Detroit Facebook page.
Okay.
Because that was the original name.
Okay.
So welcome, Real Nurses of Detroit family. Welcome.
Welcome.
I'm your favorite nurse practitioner, Veronica, NP. Ask me anything. I keep it real. Don't come for me, though, until I send for you.
Wow.
Introduce yourself.
And it's yours truly, the Doc, Brandon, a.k.a. BG.
Jesus.
Trinity DDS.
Yes.
Instagram. Holla at me.
And who's over there?
Hey, I'm Matt.
Matt.
Just plain Matt.
I don't have the Instagram or any other social media really, but
That's Pastor Matt, y'all.
Chaplain Matt here.
That's the pastor right there.
Yes.
Chaplain Matt.
And so
Boom.
just
Chaplain.
before we get started all the way and get on to the jokes and the education, I want to let you guys know our medical disclaimer. We do not represent any hospital, government, agency, entity that we are employed by. These are all our own views and our expertise. So you are more than welcome to call in and give us your opinion. Now, our opinion is part educational, part how we feel, and part experience. So we're going to keep it real, Detroit, and whoever else.
Your caller says he can't call, or they can't call in now. They're about to give their son a bath.
Aw, it's okay.
Okay.
It's all right.
All right, so I'm going to get that other show running.
No problem.
So
We'll
I
have
will
some
not be
other
interfering
callers.
with your show.
Yeah, we'll have
So I'll be back.
we'll have a couple of other callers in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so no worries. So today we are talking about
got it.
burnout and the correlation
Burnout is right.
to PTSD.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I was watching the TED Talks today, and the lady was, she's an organizational psychologist who was supposed to be our caller that had to give his son a bath. They have a whole routine, and we were messing with his routine. But I appreciate it. Dr. Wells will get you back on next time. But why do you think there's a high turnover in nursing, firefighters, police officers, any public service? We have a lot of PTSD that is not being addressed. We have a lot of people that we don't all stay at, let's just throw a name out there, the DMC for 20 years anymore. Our generation is going from this hospital to that hospital to this hospital, not just for experience, but I think that we're burnt out. And nobody's addressing it. Like, for instance, I did CPR one time a year ago on a patient for an hour at our local hospital that we both work at, and I just had to go back to work. I sweated through my white coat. I was exhausted, and I got a little bit of relief when a resident came, like, can I do a couple of compressions? No, I'm trying to save this man's life right now. Like, I'll switch on the next one, and then you can get your practice in. But at the end of the day, we were trying to save his life, and then he ended up not making it. And that was traumatizing to me, and I was talking to the other nurse practitioner where we were the only ones that were working while everybody was standing around. And because he had overdosed on heroin, because the needle was right there, the spoon was right there, and this was in the bathroom. And it was just like, okay, write a report and I'll go back to work. And I was just like, but he just died. Like, now what? It was just like, it was, okay.
No, you got to get back to work.
Like I was on the assembly line.
Pretty much.
Seriously.
Unfortunately, that's, that's a lot of what our careers entail. It's like with firefighters, with EMS, you see horrible traffic accident after traffic accident.
Oh, my God.
Fires, different things that you have to, save people through. And then it's just like, oh, all right, we're done with this. On to the next call. You don't have time to process that stuff until you get home. And then it doesn't sink into.
It's a nightmare. Like, I couldn't sleep the next day. And I was like, what just happened?
Yeah,
Maybe I should have did this. Did I push?
And then
What if we had
you start
Narcan?
second guessing yourself. You start thinking about what you
should've-
could have done
yeah,
wrong, what you
so
did
many
wrong, what you might
things.
not have done wrong, what how else you could have helped, whatever. But you don't think about those things. But your body can only take so much of a toll.
But what
It's
does
only
that
when-
look like? Like, what does burnout look like to you? Like, I know I'm burnt out right now. And it's not like, okay, I'll take 2 weekends off and then I'll be okay. They said, like, the average recovery from being burnt out is like 2 years.
I mean, I think it depends on the
Years.
profession, and it depends on the individual as well in terms of what that looks like for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a very complicated issue. I mean, you probably have people in helping fields who shouldn't be.
You think so?
Yeah.
Dang, just straight up.
Hey, that's real.
No,
that is
because-
100% real.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Who shouldn't be, but why
shouldn't
shouldn't
be?
they be?
well,
'Cause
they're
too
probably not
sensitive?
wired for it. Maybe a guidance counselor told them in high school, hey, you should go into psychology or you should be a nurse, and not really, doing any personality testing or anything like that. I think caring for somebody for a job, 8 hours a day, it's kind of unnatural. I mean, even if you're a compassionate person, I mean, how long have we been doing that? For 100 years, maybe?
But the thing is, it's not that I don't like my job. I love my job. I love what I do. It's there's nothing else that I could do. I actually thought about this. If I were to lose my job tomorrow, completely lose everything, what else would I do? And I can't actually come up with I can't answer that question.
Podcasting?
This is an accidental entrepreneur.
I'm sorry, I'm reading.
Give me my bail.
You ain't getting that bail back. You can forget that.
Damn.
So I'm
No, I
listening
mean,
to Miss Tiny. She says, not at her job. How you doing, Miss Tiny, by the way?
Hey, Miss Tiny.
She said the government will send you through a whole psych evaluation before letting you go back to work.
No, that's not true. And
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. That's
I don't
all
know
I can-
what branch of the government you work at, but I can attest to that is not true.
I believe you.
I mean, I guess if you request it through your employee assistance program, you could probably get that. You could get some counseling or therapy, at least
Did you
where
know
I work.
it's a disability.
if you request it. If you could probably get the help. But
The accommodations have to be made for you. Where if it's traumatizing for you to go back to that area, you can be accommodated. Like, for instance, if you are a nurse and you hurt your ankle and now you can't walk around and be a nurse because we require walking for most jobs, then they can detail you and put you over here on the phones for a limited amount of time until your doctor says you're cleared from that short-term disability, whether it could be pregnancy or surgery or whatever. That's making reasonable accommodations.
Yeah.
But what if you're a firefighter and you're pregnant? What's reasonable accommodating for a firefighter? What can
yeah,
you
I
do?
don't know burnout rates for firefighters.
Actually, they're highest on the suicide rate
Really?
because their PTSD, much like the military, is not being addressed. And that's what the show was about.
I thought it was dentists. Or...
They were last year.
Oh, why are you playing? I love my job to life.
I'm not
But
putting
some
that on you.
some days I want to sit back and get the nitrous oxide and be like,
Are you
take me away.
serious? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Why?
cause it's like
Because you ever had nitrous
'cause-
oxide?
no,
Come on.
no.
All I know is
I'm
I
saying
had a
that-
patient that was a dentist. He wasn't a prosthodontist or nothing, but he
I'm
was a
just saying.
dentist, and I was like, "Is that cocaine in your system, sir?" He's like, "Yeah, and your point is what?" I was like, "Okay,
Nah,
y'all
cocaine.
be
I
partying.
don't mess with cocaine.
Y'all got
but at the-
access to
no,
to schedule ones
when
up
you're
in there."
in that in our environment, it is extremely stressful.
What is stressful about pulling a tooth?
It ain't. It's not necessarily about just pulling the tooth. Everybody has all these expectations and they demand you to be perfect. And then at the end of the day, they don't want to pay you what you're actually worth.
Y'all get your money up front though, because I don't care what kind of insurance I got. I could have top of the line, federal, Blue Cross Blue Shield, dental. Everybody got dental. My ex got dental. We all got dental, and you still gonna charge me $1,000 per visit. Y'all get
That ain't true.
paid.
That is not that ain't true.
$1,000.
That is
At
that's
least.
not
What
that
kind of
is
dentist you
not
going
that's
to?
not accurate. That is not accurate.
You a lie.
That is not accurate. There's some things that you know
we have another caller. I
in
think.
in my line of dentistry and prosthodontics, yeah, I mean, what I do is extremely expensive. So a lot of times, outside of your insurance, you know, you got a $30,000 treatment plan. A
30 what?
A $1,500 insurance.
Did
plan.
you say
Ain't
30,000?
gonna touch that. Yes.
Oh,
But at the end of the day,
that's crazy.
you know,
Hey, those black market teeth are not cheap.
you look, and a lot of times
Basement
what you're paying
braces?
for is in here. We got a caller. We got a caller.
Hi, who's this?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, who is it?
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah, we can hear you.
You are on.
All right, good. What's going on?
Who is this, first of all?
This is Rafiq.
Hi, Rafiq. Rafiq is a firefighter
All right.
in Orlando. So,
Oh.
yes, this was the firefighter show about
Okay.
PTSD. So, what's up, Rafiq? What do you want to tell us?
Well, right now, let's put it like this. My PTSD is so bad, I'm sitting in a bar right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Rafiq is not
literally
going to
sitting
lie
in
to
a
you
bar
guys at
right
all.
now, watching the Ravens and the Rams.
But what,
Drinking, I think I'm on my third
Monday Night
Moscow
Football.
Mule
Oh,
and my second cigar.
Well, at least you have good taste.
What kind of cigars do you like?
oh my God.
It's a brick house.
You know what? I love Brick House. I started smoking those a couple months ago,
Ew.
and those are my normal everyday is just like your regular old Padron.
Wow.
And I've almost switched to the brick. The Brick House is now becoming my normal everyday kind of cigar. So kudos, big ups to that.
For
Big
you
ups
to
to
be
that.
a dentist and
I know how to do
smoke
it. I know how to do it.
What do you mean you know how? You don't inhale? What are you, Bill Clinton?
I brush, floss, and use Listerine prior
What
to
does
smoking a cigar.
brushing and
Then I brush,
flossing-
floss, and use Listerine after the cigar
and
as
then
well.
you get your teeth whitened.
I don't wipe my teeth.
So what about your lungs, though? How about lung
you
cancer?
don't inhale.
You don't inhale. You don't inhale.
You don't inhale a cigar.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rafiq,
yeah.
do you have therapy available to you after traumatic runs?
Yeah. That's a
You
good
know
question.
what? And I'm gonna say this, and I hope somebody hears this. We didn't have therapy until after the Pulse massacre.
What?
Oh yeah.
The
Well,
9/11?
That was
Nightclub.
when they started to be like, "Oh,
Oh.
you guys need therapy." I'm like, "Oh,
Wow.
I've been doing this job now for 11 years. Now I need therapy."
Wow.
Now you think that this one incident, yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I got to look inside. One of my jobs was to take a hose line, and as the medical students were coming out because they had to catalog the bodies, was to wash the blood off of their feet.
Oh wow.
God.
Wow.
That's too much.
So, yeah.
And so after
So-
you do this massacre thing, because you do 24-hour shifts, right? You're working. Yeah, so
I
you're
actually
doing
just got
24
off-
hours.
I just got off this morning, and I was awakened at 3 o'clock in the morning for a house fire with confirmed entrapment. Person got out. total lost their house. Then 2 hours later, we got a person hit by a bus with a traumatic brain, injury, multiple fractures, and we had to trauma alert them to the hospital.
So
So
and
that
a lot
was
of
my morning.
and a lot of firefighters are also cross trained as EMTs.
EMTs.
So,
Paramedic.
yes.
I'm
so
also a paramedic.
yeah. So you're
I ain't a
not
good
only
one, but I'm a paramedic.
you can
So
save my life anytime.
So I got my question is what, like, after having an experience of what you had today, like what do you feel after each one of those calls? Or is it like, it's like, okay, we just got through with this call, I don't have any time to process anything, it's now we just got another call, so I gotta erase that out of my mind somehow and just move on to the next thing?
Erase it, but
Is that how it feels, or is it like
before you answer, can I just say this?
Oh, okay.
Can I say one thing? I know working in nursing, a lot of my coworkers, especially the male nurses, were previously firefighters that gave it up and now we're like, nope, I don't want to do it no more. I'm going to go back to nursing school and I'll just work as a tech or whatever in the hospital, and then I'll be a nurse, and I'm cool with this. This is a safe place. But you never think about the EMTs and what they have to go through before they get there. Some people don't make it to the hospital. We have to remember that.
Yeah, that's real.
And a lot of the medics, I was talking to some people at work, and he was like, have you ever pushed out, had to go through a barricaded door, and then if you push down the door, you don't know what's behind that door. Have you ever stepped on a baby before? And I was like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, that kind of messed me up for 2 years. And I was like, oh my God. Can you imagine going into these houses with?
I've had to look at bodies that were so badly burned I couldn't tell whether it was a male or a female.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
That's the things that I've had to do, and quite frankly, it's cost me relationships, because I tend to get very cold. I tend to get very standoffish sometimes. I'm either too emotional, or I show zero
emotion. Right.
Emotion. And that's a protective barrier that I've established years ago.
Yeah.
To keep me from going crazy.
Rafiq, I know, when I worked in emergency rooms, the staff there, they often develop gallows humors, where they almost seem inappropriate in the way that they joke, but it's like a coping mechanism. I wonder if firefighters,
that is so Rafiq. Do you know him?
Do you see that too?
You should see his Facebook.
Mine is bad to where I don't even like to speak in public.
Yeah, because people misinterpret you. I noticed that among the ED staff. People thought they were calloused and that they didn't care.
Yeah.
It's bad. I can recall running a suicide, and the guy took a double-barrel shotgun, put it in his mouth, pulled the trigger, and we get back to the firehouse, and we had lasagna for dinner.
Oh,
what?
And the jokes from that were just amazing.
The jokes were abundant. Huh?
That is so sick. So you're laughing.
But
he's laughing.
It's a way that we all coped with it. It's the way that we deal with it.
But that's the truth.
Yeah, gallows humor. You see it with cops. You see it with
nurses.
Nurses. Yeah. I guess if unchecked, it can become kind of, you can harden your heart. But it's understandable.
Now,
it's understandable why people do it.
I don't like kid calls. I don't like pediatric calls. I don't like people who are learning or developmentally disabled, and I don't like the elderly calls.
That's everybody.
That group I can't joke about, because those are the people that can't defend themselves.
But that's like everybody.
And
isn't that like everybody?
Wow.
Well, thank you for calling in. I really appreciate it, being vulnerable and telling us the truth. It's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, Rafiq, remember, PTSD is actually fairly treatable. I mean, among, mood disorders and things like that, It's got
Well-
decent recovery rates actually for it.
What we're starting to see now, and I don't know if this is going on nationwide, but they diagnosed me years ago with having this. Years ago, before you know the pulse thing happened, before all the other crap that has happened. I basically already had this. As what I'm saying, a young black dude growing up in the hood, you basically have this a part of your life.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
So,
real. That's
Yeah.
100%
You just
real.
know, you just have to know how to use it.
If I had my bell, I would ring it right now. It's
Yeah.
all the way over there.
But
Right.
what we are starting to see is people who they run one minor fender bender, and all of a sudden they want to go out 80% on PTSD.
Oh yeah.
That's what we're starting to get. We're starting to get a mockery of the system, because what you may deem as bad, I might not deem as bad. So there's
Right.
no boundaries of, well,
That's true.
I went on a accident and the guy died and he was in the same kind of car that I drive. So now I have PTSD every time I get in my car. That's what we're starting to see now.
But it's
You know-
subjective though. That's the thing with PTSD. You can't really. It's like grief. You can't really explain what's gonna cause you PTSD. Like I get in a car accident in a white Magnum, which this really happened. We got in a car accident on 8 Mile and Van Dyke. Every time I go past that, whatever O'Reilly's on 8 Mile and Van Dyke, I hyperventilate. I don't even want to drive on 8 Mile anymore. Because that area was like he hit us head on with the median grass. There was trees, poles, all kinds of stuff. He missed all of that with a Cadillac and hit us head on collision on the other side of the street. How you hit us 6 lanes away?
But those sound like you have legitimate symptoms. It sounds like what you saying, Rafiq, is that you're almost hesitant to claim you have these symptoms because you don't want to be seen as one of these posers.
Actually, you know what? Mine is, legit. Mine is real. And
Absolutely.
I talk about it daily. I talk about it to the people that I, work with. And I tell them, listen, I'm screwed up.
I don't
A
think you
part
should say
of my
that.
first due is a toll road. Last year, a day before my daughter's birthday, I was on shift. We were working a auto accident. A driver going 70 miles an hour hit the back of my engine as I was standing in front of it, launching me 30 feet.
Oh my God.
Dang.
Wow.
And every other
Oh,
day,
yeah,
I
he
have
had
to go
pictures
up
of
on
that
there for
on Facebook.
some type of auto accident.
Wow.
And I hate that spot.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, it's
still do it.
scary. You have to. It's
Because
part of your job. Can you
Mama ain't raised no
refuse?
pump.
Can you
He
refuse?
said my mama didn't raise no pump.
Oh my God, he's such an Aries. Can you refuse when the bell goes off and you guys are sliding down that pole? I don't know what y'all do. Do they do that? Do you
First
slide
off, we
down
don't
the
have
pole?
First off, all that pole crap at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. That pole crap gets played out real quick.
I just
I will
imagine
take
you
the
guys
stairs.
Just let me just get down the stairs.
Do you guys have a calendar? Cause I know Flint firefighters have a calendar. Cause I'll buy that calendar. Cause I know y'all.
Yes, we did have a calendar.
Yes.
We actually had a calendar.
Tell me
I
order
was
it.
in the calendar, and then they did 1 year of the calendar, and then people got upset that they weren't in the calendar, so they filed a grievance, and then they said that we couldn't do a calendar no more.
I need a calendar.
Wow.
Do you still got a copy of that
Petty
calendar?
stuff like that.
Cause I need were you April by any day? Any chance March or April?
No disrespect or anything, but do they have a calendar of
It's
the
a female. Yes, the Flint one, my friend, who she'll be calling in. She's a female firefighter, and
I
she
haven't
has
seen.
one.
I haven't seen.
She
those.
does.
I wouldn't want to see any of the females. That I
Oh, okay, Rafik. Thank you for
I'm gonna
calling.
just leave it at that.
Hey,
Firefighter.
I
Rafik.
appreciate that.
terrible.
I appreciate that.
Looking at the females that I work
Wow.
Your secret's safe
with, and
with
I'm
us.
sure no one else
Wow.
wants to see them.
Wow. On that note,
They hit the
On
gym a
that
little
note-
too hard.
you guys are terrible.
We're gonna call it a day.
Thank you, Rafik.
But yes, brother, we appreciate you.
Next time you got to
No
come on
problem.
live.
Definitely.
He said in January he'll be in Detroit and he's
Okay,
gonna come
okay.
to the round table the brown table talk
Absolutely.
of
But
Detroit.
Look, if y'all invite me, I will come.
Come.
If I got to
Absolutely.
take the mega bus, skateboard, if I got to come up there, I'm in Florida, so that means I got to buy a jacket.
Oh,
So
Yes.
I will come.
Yes, you gotta have a jacket in
A
January.
big jacket.
Yeah, we'll help you out. Maybe
But
a
in the-
shearling or something.
In the meantime, in between time, we'll keep you in our prayers, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
Please pray for me, because boy, Jesus be tripping on me sometimes.
No, Matt.
He's just making you stronger.
Let
Love
Matt.
the show. You guys take care.
Thank you.
And I
All
look
right.
forward to seeing you.
All right.
Absolutely.
Bye.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so I have a female firefighter that's going to call in too.
Oh, okay.
Who is in a calendar for your information.
Man, I'm just saying, show me the calendar.
You know what? I can't stand y'all. Kappa.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. That's a cap. You are such a typical Kappa right now. Like,
Really? I
She's
mean,
throwing her voodoo stuff at
no, it's not voodoo stuff. Like this is a frat
you know
boy
what?
stuff.
This is not frat boy stuff.
That is
This
some frat boy
this
stuff.
is entertainment.
It's not funny though.
I mean,
It's funny when you do it.
oh,
No, he's not funny, though. He's, like, corny.
You over here asking about where your calendar at? You got a calendar? Can I get your calendar, please? No, and I
Have
and
you
I
seen
can't.
him? He kind of fine.
I
though.
don't know who. No, I've never
Well,
seen him. I don't know who he. Have you seen
I'll
him?
show you a
haven't seen
picture.
him.
I'll show y'all a picture later.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't. No, I've never seen it. I mean,
Anyway, so
probably not gonna
we
interest.
wanted to have more like.
You're not supposed to be interested in attractive women.
And interested in attractive women. Yes.
Oh,
I am.
and
You're
they
not
be
supposed
calling
to be.
them. They watch for him.
Yes.
All of them watch for him. Like,
We ain't made no.
They're
we
not
ain't-
watching for me.
We ain't made no dental calendar. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
I'm
coming.
trying to.
It's
I'm
coming.
trying to be in it though. You know.
Oh my God.
Mr. January.
February. It's February.
I don't know.
Corny.
Well, that is Valentine's
Does
Day.
anybody
It
want
is
a corny
Valentine's Day.
guy? 'Cause
I am far from corny. Far from corny. Okay.
See, corny like it's an insult.
I
Man. That's the
know.
best humor.
Exactly.
Nah, bruh.
See, that's why y'all don't appreciate the corny dudes. Y'all want to.
Oh,
you
here
know
we
what?
go.
No, I ain't even.
Oh,
I'm
so
not
we going
even.
into
I
a
ain't even going
relationship
there.
now?
Not even going.
Are we
there.
going into that?
Not
Because
even
I have.
going
Let's just
there.
touch base since we're already there. Let's talk about this.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Matt,
What you want to?
Matt.
What you want to talk about?
Okay, so one of the ladies, another social media post, she was saying that the purpose of marriage was not, you don't get married because you love the person. It's for generational wealth. And what was the other thing? I can't remember what the other reason was. It was two other reasons other than love.
Yeah, I mean, originally she's right. Now, today it's not, but yeah.
Back in the day?
generational wealth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was bringing two families together. It was securing familial.
Like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Do you know what Jay-Z called Beyonce before they were married?
No.
Fiance.
On that note, I'm out. I'm out, ladies and gentlemen.
We were just talking about corny humor, so.
Pastor has dropped the mic.
No, that was
dropped the mic.
That was really
That was
cute.
perfect. That was right on time.
That wasn't corny. That
was-
was unexpected.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
He's like-
marriages used to be about, they were about families coming together, securing their financial interests.
Yep.
The dowry was paid. But the dowry, I mean, feminists would look at the dowry today like it was such a horrible thing, like you were buying the woman. Like she was
Exactly. They treat us like property now. We not even gonna go there, T.I., but go ahead.
It's not like that, though.
Why
It's
you
not
gotta
like
bring
that, though.
Ti into this?
Because he
Oh
did
my
that.
gosh. Oh my
Him
gosh.
checking that young lady's hymen. Okay,
Okay, I don't know anything about this story.
I'm good. Thank you. Yeah.
T.I. Hyman.
We gonna go
But
into
the dowry.
that.
So the dowry was a way to discriminate between the men and the families who were truly interested in your daughter, and the ones who weren't. The ones who were truly interested in marriage, the groom's side of the family, would offer an expensive dowry, a lot of money back then. Which is
So you
usually-
going to the highest bidder? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's
This is an auction?
No, it's a way of determining who is actually vested in family, who actually, today it would be the wedding, the engagement ring.
Yes, you better if you gonna put a ring on it. Let me just put this out here on record. if you're gonna put a ring on it, it better be 4 carats and up. Okay? Thank you. Go
That's
ahead.
a big.
Yeah, okay, I will take 3.
Okay.
I will take 3, but it better be
you
3
want-
months'
you want-
salary. Go
No,
ahead.
but
you
think
want
about-
3. You want 3 carats and then nowhere to live except for a random ass
No,
apartment.
it should be 3 months' salary. That is tradition.
Who said who made that? Who made that ridiculous?
So you
Oh,
will go
who
by.
Made that foolishness
Here's
up?
the thing. Y'all pick and choose what y'all want to go by. That's what's crazy to me. So you'll be all about the traditional head of the household. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. But then you don't want to invest in my ring finger. Okay, go ahead.
I'm investing in you as an individual.
No,
I
but
ain't invested on
there's
no
a reason-
diamond that's
there's-
on your hand.
There's a reason the expensive engagement ring makes sense, though, and I don't.
Thank you,
I don't
Matt.
know. I don't know about the amounts and all that kind of stuff, but the guy who's willing to buy an expensive engagement ring, unless he's has phenomenal wealth, it's a way of differentiating him from guys who just want a random sexual encounter. A guy who wants a random sexual encounter is not spending $15,000 on a ring.
Ding, 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 ding. I need ring that bell.
So it's a way of because look, when you're choosing a mate, it's a form of discrimination.
Huh?
Choosing a mate is a form of discrimination. When you say yes to one guy or one woman, you're saying no to everybody else.
Okay.
So what do you use in your process of discriminating, of weeding out?
Is it discrimination or discernment? There's a difference.
Well, discrimination involves elimination of so many people.
True.
So yeah, I saw you on the, what is that app
What
where you were
app?
swiping? What's the swipey app?
Oh my God! Don't you telling my business like that?
So I'd never
Tinder.
seen. I never.
I don't know whichever ones there are.
So I'd never
Facebook
seen the
dating?
swipey app before, but when
Tinder.
I saw
It's
you-
called Tinder.
Tinder.
I
yes.
was swiping fast as hell.
So
too.
that is a classic example of discrimination. You're discriminating,
I
which is a good
was.
thing. It's a good thing.
He's
to be
like, "Can you
discriminating."
slow down? Why you going so fast? Why you saying no to all them guys?" I was like, "Cause I
couldn't
don't like them.
understand how you can
I don't like those. I don't like that
determine
one."
from a split second, like, how do you do that? But, like, that dude just got like 0.2 seconds.
Okay,
I mean,
see, let me tell you what I came to realize.
wow.
I came to realize I don't like nobody.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be straight up. I don't think I'm ready to be in a relationship because the ones that do come for me, I didn't send for you. I sent them right on back. Like, leave me alone because you're just gonna waste my time. Like, you have to be able to get past these 4 walls that I built around that ice box around my heart. Like, why are you looking like?
Only the guy who brings the big dowry.
It's not even about the money. Okay, maybe it's a little about the money, but it's not all about the money. It's just, I don't want my time to be wasted. My time is precious. I invested a lot of time into something that did not work. I got some good things. There's some pros and there's some cons. However, I refuse to waste any more time. I only got so many years left in this dusty frame. Okay.
Dusty, huh?
Thank you. That's deep, ain't it? Yeah, I thought about that. So, what we not gonna do?
Yeah, PTSD. Just talk about this subject again.
Yep.
I have PTSD. I'm not gonna lie. I'm burnt out from relationships. I am, because they come over here, they try to be narcissistic and triangulate and do all this stuff, and I peep game from the get-go, and I'm like, listen, what you doing? Are we in or are we out? I can't do 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm either all or nothing. And if you here to play games with me, I don't want to play games. You know, we mature a lot faster than you.
We being women.
We being women
Okay.
mature a lot faster than you. Some guys just not ready. And even I'm not about to sit here and wait and invest my time and energy into nobody. That my attention is investment. It's energy. I got other things I could be doing, like a podcast.
Right.
Okay? I could be making money. I could be playing with my kids. I could be coaching a team. I could be doing so many things. And speaking of a team, shout out to everybody who donated Thank you. We were raising money for one of my coaches from high school. He, Coach Doba, we raised over $16,000 in 12 hours. We are still raising money right now for his care. Don't tell him, because he's a proud man, but it costs $15,000 a month for this man's home care.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because it's a long story, but go to my GoFundMe on my page. You can read all about it if you want to donate. I really appreciate everybody who has donated so far. People have been overly generous. I mean, the average donation was $200 to $500 a person. And I literally posted it last night. And when I woke up at 9 o'clock, we had $16,000. I was in tears, overwhelmed. Like,
I want to meet your friends.
you and me both.
These are not my friends. He coached for 60 years. These are his former athletes. I'm just
He's got
one
a
of
legacy.
them. Yes, and I had the honor of coaching with him last year. We coached track at Cusno High School, but he coached from Warren High to Warren Mott to Warren Cusno for the last 60 years, and we all love him, and we want him recovered and come back. So thank you, everybody who has donated so far. Please keep sharing the link. Go on my Facebook page. Thank you. Okay, so we have another firefighter that's going to call in. The number to call in if you have PTSD or been going through it, or you're a firefighter, police officer, healthcare worker, anybody in the public service, please call us. The number is 248-838-3661. We want to hear from you. We don't have the podcast guy to answer the phone, though. Give us 5 minutes and then call in. Hey, Krista, we're going to get you on in a few minutes. Yeah. So I just, at this point in time in my life, I know I just kind of like derailed. I just want to be happy, period. Now, if I run into somebody at the gym and we're giggling, key, over by the bench press, and then the next day I come back and you still there, we're giggling again, and then we're going to go over by the bicep curls, and this just keeps happening over and over.
Sounds like this guy's all about upper body. I'd stay away from him. If he skips leg day, he's not a committed guy. He's superficial.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So it's deeper than the zodiac.
Yeah.
Because I think I narrowed it down. I think I'm going to be with like a fire sign or air sign.
I don't know what those mean. But.
Oh, my God. Y'all always looking at me some kind of way.
I'm just looking for the Jesus sign.
Witchcraft.
Wow.
Yes.
You are so,
All I need is Jesus.
Wow.
Amen.
I'm going to pray for you.
Please do. I need it. I need all the prayer I can get.
Bench press and curl. Man. He's always wearing sweatpants.
Which way to the weight room? Is it that way?
Always covering up his
Is
legs.
it that way? Covering up his legs. No, you can't have like a big upper body and some twigs for some legs. That's unattractive. And I see it.
That's real talk.
The canary, the canary body.
Yeah, like a Tweety bird. No, I see that.
See, that's discrimination right there. It's not a bad thing.
Discrimination.
It's not a bad
Straight
thing.
discrimination. But it's okay.
But I like what I like. Can I just be attracted to whatever I want to be attracted to?
Yes, sexual choice is about discrimination.
And here's the thing, though. Can I just attract what I want to attract? Because can I work on me first? Like, I need to be happy within myself and, like, do my thing. And then whoever's supposed to be there... Chicken legs. Yeah, chicken little legs. And yeah, can I just like who I like? Like if he comes and he's about his business, but don't look at me to be your sugar mama, because that's what I'm not. Because this is what it is. When I've narrowed it down, this is my own research. See, I was on Tinder for one reason and one reason only.
To find the man of your dreams?
No.
She was on there.
I was on Tinder, Hinge, Facebook dating.
She was trying to find one.
What's the one I saw you on while you talking on that?
I want to be close to you.
He was on ChristianMingle.com.
That's the one you don't want to go on. Guess what? One of my friends, well, it's not my friends. This person shall remain nameless, but they got HIV off of Christian Mingle. Yeah, how ironic.
How's the website give you that?
Corny.
Or is there more to it?
They're
There
corny.
had to be
Must be
more
more
to
to
it.
it.
There had to be more to it.
You guys are so innocent and it's cute, but y'all not. You're really not.
I mean,
You know, y'all church guys and church girls. Y'all think I don't know? I was in the church once.
Sounds like a cynical heart over there.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the church.
Don't hate. I mean, I'm just.
I used to go to church. You know,
Used to.
I was an
You
altar
used to.
girl.
An altar.
You guys
an
don't
altar
never
girl.
believe anything I say. I don't have time for this. Y'all not about to come for me because I didn't send for you. Okay.
Oh no, you sent for us, and that's why we coming for you.
Okay,
Pretty
listen,
sure we got
church
an
boy.
invitation.
You like choir boy from the 5 Heartbeats.
Yo, I will be that. I will be that all day long. Can't sing worth a lick, but at the end of the day,
You just tried.
She said church. She said church boy like it was, an
it's
insult.
like an insult. It's not an
No,
insult to me.
choir boy. I didn't mean.
Choir boy, church boy, same thing.
But you got to
It's
be
not
able
an
to
insult.
sing.
It's not an insult.
I'm not saying it like it's an insult.
You kinda did.
Kind of sounded like
Wow. You know what? Where is Angela? Give me my bell.
that. You don't need the
I'm
bell. You haven't-
outnumbered right
You
now.
have not said anything bell worthy.
Whoa. Next topic.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Okay, so let's talk about T.I. Can we talk about Hymens
Oh,
right
come
now?
on. Can we not
don't
talk
know.
about T.I.?
Hymen
Can we
Gate.
leave my most favorite rapper off the table, please?
Ew.
What
Oh.
does T.I.
Understand.
stand for?
Trouble man.
No, it doesn't. That's
I
one of
don't
his nicknames.
know.
But
We
T.I.
don't- that's a good
T.I. is one
question.
of my favorite rappers of all time. You know,
Okay,
being from
good.
Atlanta, that's just one of that's just.
Okay.
But I said that whole situation. I heard about it, didn't quite understand it. But at the end of the day, I said it's between him and his daughter and his family. I don't want to get into it.
Well, he shouldn't
But-
have came on the podcast talking about his daughter's
I
hymen.
don't know what he did.
She
I don't know
don't.
what he
She
didn't
is
do.
in college. Why are you bringing up my private parts on your podcast? That is inappropriate as a father. That's disgusting.
Did his daughter have a problem with it?
Yes, she did. She shut down all her social media. And the thing is, in today's age, with all the sex, human trafficking, she's a virgin. Why do you have to announce that to the world? And then it went viral. And she shut down all her social media. She was horrified. Why are you discussing my OBGYN visits on your podcast? What that got to do with anybody? And she's a young lady in the world. That is disgusting. I'm sorry. And then on top of that, you're not even telling her full rights. You're telling her, sign this paper. And yeah, you're giving she doesn't know she's giving him permission to discuss her lab results from the visit with her doctor. And people made it out, oh, he's in the room with her while she's getting checked by the OBGYN. But he's not. And from his defense, he's saying, I am a concerned father that's trying to protect her virginity. That is not your job, sir. Your job is to educate. Your job is to raise your daughter to know right from wrong, to have morals and standards, but it is not your job to protect and be the chastity belt of your daughter, especially when she's not in your house and she's already off to college. That's not what we do. You either teach her.
I'm not, even though I'm not a father, as a wannabe father at some point.
Okay,
When do
ladies,
you-
y'all heard
when-
about that.
When do you ever stop wanting to protect your child?
That's
I
not how you
understand-
do it, though.
I get that. I mean, maybe his methods are not couth, so to say.
Well-
They're not, but at the end of the day, that's his household.
No.
No, you cannot.
I can't?
You cannot argue and be upset with a man for running his household the way that he decides to run his household.
But what if
He's
it's
gotta
emotional?
understand for
It's emotional abuse.
that. I mean, if it's emotional abuse, I can't say anything about that.
So you
but at
wouldn't
the end
say
of the day, but at the
anything
end, I'm not saying
if you witness abuse.
I'm not saying I wouldn't say anything if I witnessed abuse. But what I'm saying is, if that's how he decides to run his household and that's what he wants to do, you might not agree with it. It might be wrong for you. It might be wrong in 30,000 other households.
It was.
But you ain't a part of his household.
Well, how about her? And what about your daughter? What if your daughter said that's not right?
I understand.
And it's toxic.
Time out.
Remember we talked about toxic masculinity?
That is a conversation for T.I. and his daughter to have.
Well, that's why he apologized.
For everybody else. If he apologized,
to move forward,
great.
He was on the Red Table Talk and he publicly apologized because he figured he didn't know. Because this is the problem. A lot of men took T.I.'s side. It was like, I don't understand. We're trying to protect her. I don't get it. This is how we were raised. We're supposed to protect and provide and blah, blah, blah. And that's what I'm doing. I'm professing and I'm protecting and providing. But there's a way you do it.
But not everybody was raised the exact same way. There's not a homogeneous way to raise it. So what protection looks like in one man's eyes may be different in another man's eyes.
When do you listen? Like right now. When do you listen? To when we say it's wrong. And let me show you how it should have been done.
Well, sounds like he admitted it was wrong.
He did, but he really was ignorant. He really was like,
but see, right there, no, why do you have to attack him on that was ignorant? He should have done it this way. He should.
But he said that. He said it.
If he said it, I'm ignorant in the fact that I didn't hear.
I know because you didn't see. I'm not even devil's advocate. I'm saying how it should have been done, and this is what he's saying because it was in the Huff Post, whatever, and they were like, Jada did a great job with her mother, like, hey, do you not see where you were wrong here? And it was a very nice little counseling session, and he really was like, no, I really don't get it. I really don't. This is how I was taught to be raised, to protect my daughter from people like me.
What else do we know about her? So she's a virgin, she's 21, and she's in college?
She's 18.
Oh, she's 18.
Yeah, but
she's 18, she's in college.
Yeah, so the things that I had about it, he was like, the only thing he was concerned about was her hymen, to know if she was a virgin or not. And Jada was like...
It seems a little creepy, but I mean...
Very creepy,
obviously,
thank you!
Obviously, I mean, that's my opinion. But he did some things right. She's 18, she's in college, she's a virgin. It sounds like she's made some pretty good choices in her life. She probably had some pretty good parenting.
Well, yes, I will say that. And there was details that were left out. Like, I was like, well, where's her mom? Like, I don't want to go to the OBGYN with my dad. Not something I want to do. Where was her mom? And he said he left that part out. She was there. And it's not Tiny's daughter. This is a blended household. Mm-hmm. So, and he was like, I was talking about when she was 16, not when she's 18. So that was left. Those details weren't clear. I don't do that now. She's an adult. Yeah. I don't do that now. She's an adult. So.
Yeah, but at 16, he has a right to be involved in her health care.
Oh, for sure. But however, per law.
At that age, he has to be. One of the parents has to be.
Yeah.
They don't. This is where it gets sticky. So, per law, the caller's here. Hi. This is Veronica. You guys can go ahead. Who's calling?
Hi, it's Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, guys.
So,
hello.
Amy, what do you do for a living?
I am a firefighter.
See? It's the firefighter show. Do you feel like being burned out from work, like working your job? I know you love what you do, but do you feel like that kind of correlates to PTSD? You feel like you're a little...
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah. Because especially working for a busy fire department, you know, sometimes you don't get a break. You don't get a chance to, you know, kind of debrief and de-stress before, you know, you're going on to the next call or the next situation. And, you know, sometimes, everybody handles it differently.
That's a great, how do you handle it? Now you are with child. So did they like detail you to like do something else? Because I know you're not carrying that heavy hose and walking up ladders with that, you know, with the belly kind of getting in the way, don't it, girl?
Well, yeah, actually, luckily, I'm further along in my career to where I don't fight fire anymore. I'm a driver, which is it's all the jobs in the fire service are hard, but being a driver, you have to use more of your brain than anything. So I don't actually go in and fight fire and pull the hose. I mean, I still have to pull hose or, whatever, but it's just not as...
You have to pull hose with a baby in your
physically...
belly?
Yeah, so actually what happened is I worked full duty until I was about 5.5 months.
What?
To the point, until it just got to the point where I just couldn't it was just hard for me to get on and off the truck. My gear was getting too tight, so like having to bend over to pick up hose or pick up equipment, stuff like that. It was...
Girl, I would have retired. I promise you. I was disabled. Like, oh, this baby, and it's like first month. I can't move. This baby too big, and it's like I only gained like 5 pounds. Oh God, I'm pregnant. That's how we act. That's what you should have did.
That's how I feel right now. Look, I'm just approaching my 9th month, and it's.
Wow.
You've been working the whole time?
Well, no, I worked until my 5.5 months, and then I went on to light duty. But I'm still working like Monday through Friday, and I thought I was tough, but man, carrying this baby around,
girl, it ain't no joke, is it?
No joke.
Yes. Okay.
Let me be one to say kudos to you.
Girl,
thank you.
I'm telling you, you a firefighter with a 9-month girl. Bye. After this baby drop, let me tell you something. You be like, girl, if you don't dry them tears up and get back to work, you gonna be so tough.
I don't even want to carry my backpack into the office, and that's only 13 steps.
So you're so wimpy, man. Y'all be so wimpy.
Fire department be like, bring your baby to work.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard leaving my baby because I work 24-hour shifts.
That's it.
It's gonna be really hard to leave him.
That's a good. That's a good part that I didn't even think about. So the PTSD of being a working mom, a single working mom. So we have, say your baby's sick, or your baby, God forbid. I'm not talking about you, Amy. My baby.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah, in general. I've been working where I'm working for like 5 years. And in like the 4th year, my oldest was really sick to the point where it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I had to stop and be like, okay, I can't be a nurse practitioner right now. I got to go see about my child. I go in. I can't turn nurse practitioner off. Like, what are we doing here? Why aren't we doing a CAT scan? Why aren't we doing this? What are we waiting on? And so I'm trying to hurry up and direct her care and still stay professional, but I'm falling apart on the inside because I can't control what's happening here. And guess what? I got to go to work tomorrow. But I call them, and they were supportive. Take as much time as you. That's what they always say. Take as much time as you need. Okay. Take as much time as you need, or whatever. Blah blah blah. And I took about a week because it was really serious, and we didn't know what was going to happen and how long she was going to be out, and results and all that other stuff. We had to do MRIs after MRIs and everything, and it was scary. And I didn't break down until they told me, okay, you're going to go to neurology, neurosurgery, follow up with endocrine, follow up with this, follow up with that. And then I broke down, and now I can't go to work. She's been discharged, and I'm a hot mess. Like, I can't leave my baby.
It's crazy. It's like we're the worst patients.
We are.
Because you know everything, like, that's going on, and, like, you want things to go, like, to go even better and above and beyond than what anybody else would do, because it's you or your family member, and
that's right.
Hey, Amy, at your department, do you work? Do you do the 7 days on, 7 days off, like a lot of departments?
No, I work 9 days a month. It's 24-hour shifts, so it's every 3rd day, which is an awesome schedule.
That is nice.
Yeah, and I wonder if a lot more provider-type high-stress jobs will eventually move to that, because that seems really forward-thinking. Fire departments have been doing that kind of stuff for a while, and I wonder if it results in better outcomes, working schedules like that.
You think you would want to, like, stay at the hospital for 24 hours?
Heck yeah.
Would you really?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a lot. See, at least with
the
me,
family.
we have the fire station. We've got beds. We have
Yes.
kind of like our home away from home.
You
We've
got
a
weights,
kitchen where
don't
we
you?
can-
You got a gym,
Yeah.
don't you?
But here's the thing,
Yeah.
she has a newborn also. So how is her life going to change? It's one thing to be a single woman and doing that.
Yeah.
Now she's to think about a little baby where it's gonna kill her. Sorry, girl, but I'm just gonna keep it
I know.
real. You know I'm gonna keep it real. Who's gonna watch my baby? Is my baby being fed? I'm trying to breastfeed. I'm leaking right now. I need to go home for a minute. I need a break. No, you can't leave. Can that person bring them up?
Amy's case is special, though. I think most people, if given the option to work 9 days a month, they would jump on it.
I would love that.
I wish I could
Yeah,
work 9 days a month.
but being away from my baby for all that time,
Yeah,
and
sure
then
did.
being a female in the fire service too, I plan to breastfeed, and a lot of studies are coming out now that we're exposed to so many carcinogens in our job.
Oh my
that,
God, that's a whole
you
nother.
know,
Yeah.
So now, I've got to have my milk tested. I have to kind of do like the
Wow.
pump and dump thing if we have a fire.
Oh, I
so
didn't
that-
even
because-
think about that.
Obviously, your skin is your largest organ, right? And so
Yeah.
your skin is absorbing all of that toxin and everything else.
Wow.
So
I'm
there's
gonna
a lot of things.
I'm gonna ask you about this just real quick because we have another caller after you that I know you're
okay.
familiar with. I know you've probably had a lot of coworkers that you've lost, not to fires but to suicides. Is that something that you can identify with, where you understand? Because that's why I'm like, burnout. The other name should just be PTSD. It's PTSD. We're no different than military service guys, like I was saying earlier, that they see a lot of death. They see
Yep.
coworkers and, if you want to call them that, servicemen that they became family with, teammates, people you have saved and they've saved you. They can't take it, so they end their own life. And how do you deal with that part, coming back to work and knowing that this person used to lay in the bed next to me when we work for 24 hours? Or because I don't know how I would feel like if I was in the same cubby hole as Matt and I was like, where's Matt? Oh, Matt.
We're, I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no.
There's so many things to say about this because we are a family. I mean, we spend more time with our coworkers and our partners than we do with our own family. And so, I mean, there's a bond that we have because we've experienced things, like we've literally put our lives on the line together, maybe possibly saw our lives flash before our eyes, in certain situations that nobody else can share those experiences with. And to think that, firefighters are supposed to be, strong and, it's a lot of people, it's, oh my God, there's so many things that I want to say right now. It's a lot of people think that we are just supposed to be able to handle, some of the things that we deal with. And it's not only what we see on the job, it's our life outside of the job, how, things are going outside of that.
It affects it. Yeah.
So Amy, I'm wondering about that. As providers, we obviously it's high stress what providers do, especially firefighters. Do you encounter though that there may be some people that shouldn't be firefighters? I don't know if that sounds too harsh or not, but
yes, no, there's no other way to put it. And yes, I do believe that not everybody is made to be a firefighter. The same way, not everybody's made to be a doctor. Not everybody's made to be, a police officer. It takes a special person. It takes a special personality. It
What
takes
are we
a special
supposed to
mindset.
do if you've done it for 15 years? We can't just have a.
hey, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying.
I
I think
I
a lot
feel
of the
triggered.
people, I encounter, not a lot, maybe some of the people I encounter who talk about burnout and that they feel burnout it's probably square peg and round hole. Like you, brother, sister, you don't really belong in this job. Like,
Right.
maybe you're experiencing burnout probably because you're trying to do something that either one, you're not wired to do, or two, maybe you don't have the right training to do. But then there's a whole other people like Amy's talking about that it's just the job. It demands so much from you and it takes so much, and burnout's going to be.
But she's also saying that, which is the biggest reason why I wanted her to come on, is that what about your life outside of the job? When you go through, like myself, I'm just using myself as an example. You go through a divorce, your baby's sick, you get into a car accident, your house burnt down. That's not me. All of these are not me. But I'm saying we go through life stressors. Your father dies, and everything's sudden, one after. Things don't just happen one thing and then you get over it.
Right.
And like I said, the organizational psychologist says it takes 2 years from one stressor, to recover from it. And that's not me saying, like most nurses, we would be like, oh, I don't like it here because my coworkers don't like me. I'm being bullied, this and that and this. And then you just like, okay, I'll just go somewhere else and start all over where nobody knows my name. Like it's Cheers. Or everybody knows your name. Which one is it?
Whatever.
Sometimes
Amy, I have a question for you in terms of just like advice or things like, how do you deal with these stressful moments, or just the stress of your job in general? Like, what things do you do to kind of keep yourself at peace or not?
And Amy is a tough cookie. Let me tell you something about Amy.
Want to go jump in the lake?
Let me tell you something about
Well,
Amy. Amy is a hurdler from high school. And
Okay, let's let Amy answer the question.
Okay.
Hey, Amy, you see how they do me, Amy?
Because I
My
want to
record
hear.
still stands. No,
Hey.
but
I'm
on
just
a
kidding.
serious
I'm
note,
teasing. I'm teasing.
I've always been athletic,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's just me. I've always just always been active, doing yoga or running or biking or
Calendars?
playing sports or whatever. So a lot of firefighters, I mean, they turn to the bottle and
I was
they
gonna
want to
say
go out
that.
for a drink or
Mhm.
time I noticed thought, well, this doesn't bother me, but after, I'm also a paramedic too, and so after 10 years of being a paramedic and firefighter and seeing all this stuff, after a while, like your brain can only hide things for so long before just this thing that you would never really think is a big deal will turn
Yeah.
into a huge
Yeah,
deal.
you break
Huge
down.
deal.
It's
Yep.
like a domino effect. Do you feel like you have? Does your job offer counseling or therapy or anything of that nature? Do you feel like it's a great place to work, kind of thing?
Well, it's like, what is it, the employee assistance program where you can like
Kinda
free
break it
visits
up.
or whatever. But you know what, a lot of men are, they don't want to talk about their feelings. They don't think that they should, and a lot of times you don't really. I didn't realize that there were things that really bothered me until like I said, you can only take so much, and then I started noticing, well, my gosh, like this is really bothering me. Like this is 200th like full arrest, but this 201st one, this really, so, but everybody handles things differently. And so to answer your question, I try to keep active. I try to, be positive and, help others or,
Okay.
the best I can, sleep, your sleep gets messed up because, you're up at all hours of the night and, you just have to be able to know that you have to be able to be aware and know like that, you're acting out, you're in a bad mood because of, these different triggers and stuff like that. So, and some people don't know how to identify that. Some people don't really like recognize like,
Do you
that
find
they actually have a problem.
Do you find it difficult, like relationships? Relationships, I think that when you're burned out and you're PTSD, and if you're with somebody who's not in a public service type of profession, I find a lot of nurses and firefighters and police officers, we kind of date each other because we kind of understand
So I
each
guess
other.
that would be my question. So like the
Yeah.
other, and I feel bad. I'm sorry. I keep jumping from studio to
That's
studio.
okay.
The other show that I'm running is Tales from the Bar Side, and it's bartenders.
Oh, that's cool.
And so it's the
Okay.
same.
Tales
Is like
from
is
the
that
bar
the,
side.
Wow.
That's kind of a good
is that
name.
the same like deal that you like? So like bartenders wind up dating bartenders, wait staff, that kind of stuff because they live the same life, they keep the same hours, they
Yeah.
understand
Each other.
what goes on with that. Like, is it the same thing with you guys?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I
'Cause you
think
can
so
share
too.
stories. Like I can't go home. I'm single right now, but you know, with my last relationship, he was completely the far opposite end of what I actually do, and so I can't come. I would try to come home and explain to him like, gosh, my day was crazy. Like, you know, we had this situation, that, and it's like he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand, and so
And he was not in like public service. What?
no.
Okay. Yeah. See,
He was a
I
business
was
owner, so
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just. But with people that you know are in the same profession, you experience the same situations, or you know you can relate, and it's you're with each other a lot. You're with each other all the time too.
But then I think, because we were talking about, we get our humor gets a little dark, and I don't think like I'm trying to date a firefighter right now, and I'm like, okay, you don't went too far, okay, I can't. That's too much. I don't want to hear it. Cut time. That's too far for me. I'm out. I'm out on that one. But it's like, okay, I'm sorry. I know you're going through, and you can only support people for so long. I can't be your therapist. In other words, so we can lean on each other. Like I know I can vent to my colleagues who are doctors or Pastor Matt. I'm like, look at this Tinder guy, and we laugh about it.
Do you need somebody who can really understand, or do you mostly need somebody who will just be a good listener?
Good question.
Oh, that is a good question.
Because otherwise people really would have a hard time ever, mating and, pairing up and stuff.
I don't think we just want somebody to listen, because you can listen, but we want you to be empathetic.
Sure.
We want you to love on us. Like, I just need you to intuitively know when to give me a hug and just say that. I just need you to hear me, and I need you to know when to cut me off. Like, okay, you're drinking too much, stop. Or you need a hug. Or come on, let's go, or distract me, or whatever. And I think a lot of us will just distract each other. And we will do podcasts and and other things. No, but this is like a therapy session.
You got any names picked out, Amy?
And it's a boy,
Oh
right?
my gosh, I am really struggling.
Hey,
I am. I have a couple.
Oh,
and
don't listen to
I
me.
just got one name, and then I'm just probably just gonna wait till he's and look at his face.
Oh, you'll come.
Hopefully, it'll come to me.
Oh, don't do that, because his face is you're gonna think, oh, his name should be Mr. Magoo or something like
Mr.
that.
Magoo.
He's gonna come out all wrinkly and purple.
No,
Yeah.
he was just
He's
gonna
be
say,
so cute.
I think Matt's a great name.
That is my standard line. Matthew's a good name. Just
Corny.
Means
Give me my bell.
It means gift of God. So
Oh, does
It's so
it?
basic.
Oh, no, she
I'm
didn't.
kidding.
I told you Amy's
kidding.
gangster.
Basic.
He's like, yeah, see, Matt is not like up on like the hip hop
yeah, I gotta
lingo.
get out my Urban Dictionary. of basic. I know it's an insult of some kind.
Yeah, it is.
Matthew. Do you prefer Matthew?
Actually, his
No,
first
no.
name is David. I'm
Yeah,
telling
you
all
should-
your
should
business.
Be telling people that.
Yeah,
That's
my bad.
secret name.
I'm sorry. My bad. But thank
Okay,
you, Amy.
so what do you do, Matthew or David?
I'm a
David Matthew.
clinical chaplain.
Yes.
And I would never, ever consider dating or marrying someone in ministry.
You wouldn't?
No.
Why? Like, you wouldn't
Oh
go with
my
like Joyce
gosh.
Myers or something?
No. Joyce Meyer, she's like 80, isn't she?
What's the other lady's name with the black? Paula,
like I said, I don't
Paula
listen.
White.
Good though.
I don't listen to other
She
people's
is.
ministry. I don't know.
Well, whatever. I'm not going to go there right now because we got one more caller. We got to get Krista on the line. Thank you, Amy. I'm coming out there to visit you. I got a whole crib. I got bouncers and jogging strollers. Whatever you need, let me know because I thought I was about to have a baby, but I'm about to knock on 40's door. And I'm not doing it. I haven't found the one.
You know, I'm over 40.
Oh, girl, you got it going
You're a
on.
beast. You're a beast.
Yes, you are. Girl. And I can't believe you still working. But
I'm
okay.
almost 40. I'm ready to have kids now too.
But see, that's it's a
That gives me
difference
hope.
between
It's better to
y'all.
wait.
He ain't gotta carry the kid though. Wait a minute, hold up. Let's be real.
boy.
Let's get real now. Y'all can have kids till y'all 100. I mean, how old was Abraham or whatever, Sarah, whatever they were? They was like 150, right?
No, they were 100.
No, they were
Sarah was
120.
No,
Matt
120.
Chaplin.
She was 90. I remember that. I don't remember
She was 90. Abraham was 100.
He was older.
Come on, altar girl. Get your Bible stories right. Come on now.
I'm triggered and I have PTSD from that. Anyways, thank you, Amy.
Yes,
thank you for
Amy.
calling
You
in.
guys
Thank you.
for talking with me, and tell Krista I said hi.
You tell her yourself, girl. She about to be on. You can get on my Facebook Live and just, hey, Krista, hey.
We'll tell
Hey,
her you
girl.
said
Hey, girl.
hello.
Hey.
Hey, girl, hey. All right. Shout out to
All
Coach
right.
Doba.
Have a great night, everyone.
Okay.
too.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, we need the geek Dave to come back in here.
require
That's what he called himself. It says it on his card, the geek. I don't make this stuff up. Y'all be thinking I be coming for people. That's what it says. So yeah, we need him to come back in here and work these phones.
See, that's humble because his card could have said the owner.
It does say that too.
Oh, it says that too.
Owner, the geek.
The geek owner.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Hey, can you knock on that door and bring him up in here? Because Krista's about to call. Yeah.
Dave.
Dave,
yes.
yep. Mm-hmm. Dave. So, what's up, Angela? Give us some hot topics. Angela Davenport is in the building.
In the
Pull that closer
building.
to you, girl, because they can't hear you.
Okay, I don't want
Can you hear me
to-
now?
I don't want anyone's ears to catch on fire. Hopefully, this is a
Wow.
good.
Why would they be catching on fire?
Well, I just mean like because usually he does the audio. You know, you're supposed to
Oh,
do
yeah.
your volume. So
Yeah, he got us together.
but
Yo, this
since
mic
he's
setup
not
is
here,
good.
I'm hoping that I'm mic'd
Girl.
up okay.
This mic setup is good. I like this.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got a new mic setup. We already talked about T.I. before you got here, so we can skip that part. We already argued about that.
Oh, I can imagine. I
Wow.
can imagine.
I got a little spirited. I'm sorry, Veronica.
No, it's actually
Tia.
really interesting because on the way here, I was listening to it.
Oh, to T.I.?
Yeah,
His
I was-
apology. Didn't he apologize? Something. He gaslit. That's what he did. A narcissist.
What?
Yeah, well,
I'm not going to go there.
What does that mean?
It's all kinds of emotional abuse, but we're going to save that for another show. Okay?
yeah, it's just a weird thing. Like I just don't know if Jada made a good point that a lot of it's about education.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't know. So my thing
Ignorance.
is, if he sincerely was like, because we don't know what's in anyone's heart. Like we don't. We can assume, but we don't.
I
if
believe he loves her. I do.
Oh, I know. No, I don't even doubt that. But if he sincerely,
Wants to
was
learn?
apologizing or sincerely is like, listen, I was wrong to do this, then I give him props.
Yes.
And for that, I say, let's support him. But if it was just for the cameras and if he didn't really mean it,
Definitely.
then that's just where but I don't know because I don't know what's in anyone's heart, mind, or soul. So all
It's to me, it seemed like publicity. And I'm gonna go to Red Table Talk because the Red Table Talk for amongst women, because women came for him. Twitter, Facebook, all the social media.
Well, that's why Jada had him on.
But she did great. I have to give props to Jada and her mama. they really checked him like I would, and they did it so.
But that's
nicely.
the thing. I think people were getting so worked up without realizing that he was first and foremost a father that was concerned about his daughter. Now, that's why I like the way Jada came at him instead of yelling at him. Because if you just yell at someone and tell them they're wrong, what are they going to do? They're
Get defensive. Yeah, of course, and I think he also came on their defensive because the first thing he said to Will Smith was, "Well, I thought you was gonna help me with all of this.
Well, yeah, I mean, here
you ain't
he
gonna
is.
help me, and get through this."
With 3 women, black women at that.
Who's the third?
His wife.
Girl, bye. What Tiny say? Tiny sat there like arm candy. Let me not be, I'm not trying to be negative, and you about to take me there. She said nothing. I have a problem with certain women. You're a mother. And that not only, I know that's not your child. I know. It's a blended family. Mm-hmm. However, you have girls too, and it will come their time. You also have boys, and you're okay with him high-fiving the 15 and 16-year-olds and saying, hey, you lost your virginity. But yet you playing chastity belt with the oldest.
He did that?
Yes, he did on the show.
What do you mean high five? What are you talking about?
On the show, T.I. gave props the Family Hustle.
On what? Family Hustle.
Yeah,
I don't watch that, so I don't know.
Either. But what I'm trying to say is he doesn't treat and that's what they talked about on the show. Okay. He does not treat the boys and the girls the same way.
Right,
I have a major problem with that. He was saying to his 15 and 16-year-old, like, yeah, homeboy, we lost your virginity.
You know what? And but I will say, he admitted it. He said, because my house is gonna completely change if my daughter gets pregnant versus my son.
Boom. Hold up. Time out. I don't agree with that.
You don't think so?
He was talking about the 9 months that she was pregnant. What about the 18 years after that? You think your household is not going to change?
Well, that's what he's saying. The minute that his daughter tells him she's pregnant,
what?
His whole world changes.
So?
Versus, I guess he's saying with his son that to him it doesn't change that much.
So? And no, that's
I mean,
not
he
okay.
could feel that way.
That's a justification. That's gaslighting.
I have the same gaslighting. I have the same standards for sons and daughters.
Thank you, Matt. Pastor Matt.
No,
Can I get a clap on that?
People say like, well, you know, if your daughter got pregnant, it'd be different than if your son got someone pregnant. I think not really.
No.
Yeah, like what? Like seriously, like
responsibility. If you're supposed to be raising boys and girls to be responsible, why wouldn't the boy be any more or less responsible, even if the baby is growing in somebody else's belly?
Well, what I'm curious about is now that there's this new. What do you call it? The shot that men...
Oh, the birth control.
Yeah, what's the name of it?
I don't know. This is very brand new. It kind of came out of nowhere.
Castration.
And you know what? I did actually see some posts on Facebook that said, brothers, don't you get this? This is Tuskegee. And I'm like, it's not the Tuskegee.
Oh, the conspiracy
theory.
Yeah.
Wow.
However,
we love a conspiracy
It's kind of like, let them go first and we'll see what happens. But they have pills too. It's not just a shot.
Okay.
But my thing is, why we got to go through all these hormonal changes? We go through so much with giving birth. We go through the depot. We have the hormones that we take by pill. We got the blue pill. We got the red pill. We got the white pills. We got this. We got that. Why y'all can't take some hormones sometimes? Y'all the ones who can procreate all the way to your 100 like Abraham.
Well, a lot of guys get snipped.
Yeah, but there's a lot of guys that won't either.
There's some women that won't get the...
Exactly.
I won't either, because I'm not going to let a man dictate what I do with my body.
Well, I hope not. I hope it's your choice.
It is, but however, sometimes...
As it should be, yeah.
Sometimes when you're married, you make a decision together with the spouse, but then a year later, you're no longer...
Well,
that's no longer your spouse. And then you can have animosity. I've actually talked to women that are like, wow, I could have had kids by now. But, you know, you can't technically have tube ligation prior to having a child or two or a certain age. They're not going to let you tie your tubes at 20.
I hope not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I respect, and it's just a personal preference for me. I have to have a woman OBGYN. First of all, y'all fingers too big, number one. I said what I said. Okay. Second of all, I don't know how many babies, I don't care how many you delivered. How many have you had? No, you haven't. Have you ever had a speculum all in your private area? Nope, you haven't. You haven't felt the humility. And then you're checking hymens to see if I'm
Suffering
still
is,
a virgin.
Suffering
No,
is not a competition.
it's not. But how can you empathize with something that you've never gone through?
Well, that's the thing about empathy is when you attempt
Exactly.
to put yourself in someone. You can't know exactly what someone else is going
There's
through.
different. We have
That's
so
sympathy.
many different cultures. I think that is
That's real.
empathy.
That's
I
real.
can empathize with. For instance, I have one of my very dearest friends is Jewish. Now, I don't know what that was like when she's talking about her grandmother who, she stories of the Holocaust, but I can empathize.
Because it's similar to slavery.
Right, it's similar, but that's what I mean. It's not the same thing. It's empathy.
Yeah.
The
I got
distinction
you.
between those two words has been pretty exaggerated.
Do we have a definition? Or
I
do you
wrote
know
I
what
wrote a
the-
little paper on the kind of
You
the
did a dissertation?
No,
Ooh.
it's
A
a little
little
paper
paper.
on the sort of made up distinction between empathy and sympathy. Empathy was a word invented by a psychologist about 80 years ago because he was trying to create a word that captured what professionals should do since professionals shouldn't be sympathizing with their patients. It's not professional to do that. Shouldn't be crying in there in the office with them.
I
and stuff.
cry.
Well, the 80 years ago was different. You weren't even supposed to like your patients 80 years ago.
What?
Sure indeed.
Yeah, and so he came up with this word to empathize, which is, like I said, it's pretty much an invented word.
So hide your feelings, basically.
No, it's empathy is when you you're making the effort to feel what the other person's feeling.
Wow. I think we have one more firefighter.
But anyway, guys can't, guys,
call
it's
it.
not a competition. Guys can't have babies. We know that.
It's interesting. I just looked this up about sympathy versus empathy in Webster's. And so apparently sympathy is considerably older than empathy,
Right.
having existed in our language for hundreds of years before empathy. Now, sympathy refers to feelings of loyalty or unity or harmony
Sympathy is
in
loyalty.
action or effect. I'm just giving the Webster's dictionary.
Okay.
I'm not that wouldn't be what I would say it is, but that's just what
the Webster dictionary
yeah,
says.
and the two words overlap because sympathy implies sharing or having the capacity to share the feelings of another, while empathy tends to be used to mean imagining or having the capacity to imagine.
You're trying.
Yeah.
You're trying
Right.
to understand what the other person's going through.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what it's saying.
Sympathy is when I actually do feel it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and
I don't.
empathy is I get it. Sympathy is I feel it.
Oh,
That's, yeah.
Very good. Very good.
That's a great way to just to
yes.
put it down, right? Explain it.
All right, so we have our last caller for tonight.
Nice.
I'm so glad that you're able to call in. Hey. Hi. You're on the air.
Hello, hey girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey girl, hey.
Is this Krista?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Now, Krista, tell us what you do.
Right now I am a retired career firefighter for the city of Flint.
Oh, wow. Isn't that major? Now,
Did y'all do a calendar?
yes, she did do a calendar. Get out her
Hey,
business.
Can I get your calendar?
You
I'm
know
kidding,
what?
I'm teasing, I'm
So,
teasing, I'm teasing.
actually, no, I personally have never done a calendar for this.
She didn't need to do a calendar. How about that?
Look,
Hey, I'll take that.
do not hate. I mean, I'm saying you
just
over here.
sick of you.
You over here asking homeboy if he did a calendar.
But
Can
he
I not?
did, though.
I don't want to look
I will
at their
go to
calendar. I want to
Orlando.
look at the women's calendar.
I want to
sorry.
see the real product. I don't even want to see a calendar. I'm just saying.
can I-
I'm single. I can
An
do what I
inquiring
want.
mind wanted to
You're
know.
not allowed to say that.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's so sexist.
I'm sorry. My apologies, Krista. My apologies.
You're fine. You're fine.
Krista, tell us whatever you need to tell us. Do you think there's a correlation between being burnt out And you're young. You're fairly young to be retired, right? Burned out of
you know what?
PTSD.
I'm not that young. I give the illusion
You look young.
of me being young. Honey, I am a grandmother, okay?
No, you're not. I see
Yes, I am.
39-year-old grandmothers. That means nothing to me right now.
Okay. And you're right nowadays. You're right.
Yes, no, and tell me, and I don't know, you don't have to talk about it. You can talk as little or as much as you want. Like,
Okay.
we were talking with Amy. You know Amy. Amy and
definitely.
Krista work together.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Two women
That's
on
my
the
sister, girl. That's
Yes.
my fire.
You run that place.
She said, "Hey, girl,
run that
hey."
place.
Did you see what she called?
Hey,
Like, hey, girl, hey.
Krista, Amy says hello.
Yes. Aw, isn't
Hey,
that
Amy.
sweet? Hey, Amy, girl. But you were married to a firefighter.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, the love of my life, I would say that.
Aw.
I actually, I was on the fire department already before he got on the fire service. And I know tonight's topic is pretty much about PTSD
Yes.
and burnt out, whether or not it's job-related or just regular life, relationship, whatever.
Yes.
And so, yeah, it's definitely a correlation between PTSD and any type of, I would say, community service or just anything where you're risking your well-being or safety for a stranger or someone else.
Yes.
A lot of times people think of PTSD just strictly for the military, and
Yes.
that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
People suffer from PTSD from a lot of different reasons, even just even family issues, or things happening within your family that's traumatizing. That's what it's traumatic.
And that's
And
why I
you
want to
develop-
thank you so much for calling in, because I know it's been a rough couple of years for you. And
definitely.
I can't sympathize. I don't even know how to empathize. But yeah, I mean, and you can tell us as much as you want or as little as you want to tell us. So the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I did listen into, a lot of your conversation. This is actually my first podcast interview. Anything really like that's kind of like public. So I'm not really a public speaker. So.
I know. And that's why I appreciate you calling.
I appreciate you guys for even bringing the awareness of this in any light, because a light needs to be shined on this. So I'm actually, like I said, I'm a retired firefighter for the city of Flint. I did 15 years, a little over 15 years complete, almost 16 years complete in the fire service. It's usually 23 years and out, and I ended up with a injury, an on-the-job injury that prevented me from getting those other 8 years that I needed to retire on regular retirement.
Which was like, what,
But
a shoulder? You hurt your shoulder or something like that?
Yeah, I actually have a bilateral shoulder injury and some back issues, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
It was all for a good cause. I served my community that I was born and raised in, the city of Flint. So I'm not complaining about, the sacrifices that I had to make.
Yeah.
In regards to the injuries that I have doing that job. So,
yeah,
I actually met my husband on that job. The fire service is something different.
Yeah.
You really have to be a certain breed of person.
Yes.
It definitely is not for the weak-minded or the physically weak. I'm by statute, I'm not a big woman, but I was a strong woman.
Yeah.
I graduated, I think it's second, third in my class. It was, I had a class of 17 men, or altogether I think it was 17. I was the only woman in my fire academy class, and I graduated third out of my fire academy class. So that job is physically and mentally challenging.
What was your most challenging case or fire, or because you're a paramedic too, right?
No, I actually I'm an EMT. I think
EMT.
Amy was a paramedic. So you either have to be not just a firefighter, the fire 1 and 2, we get the hazmat training, but you also have to be a paramedic or an EMT in order to obtain the job.
Now, what's the difference between a
So I was
paramedic
an
and an EMT?
Well, the medic is a little bit more advanced in the medical training. They
Okay.
they push
Intubate.
IV medications, things
Okay.
of that sort. So being an EMT, everybody that's on that fire truck is pretty much either a paramedic, EMT, or definitely at the least a first responder.
Okay.
So on the fire truck, we don't only fight a fire, but we actually respond to stabbing, shootings, every possible emergency that the citizens may need. Medically or with house fires or whatnot. So it does tend to be mentally taxing.
So tell me about how you de-stressed. How did you? Do you feel like you had PTSD?
Oh, I definitely do. While you're on that job, when I came in, it was a different breed of firefighters, and it was that dog mentality. We fought every fire. Mm-hmm. You could not be weak. You were pretty much trained to almost kind of like push your personal emotions to the side, and you dealt with what you had to do pretty much. If you were going through whatever at home, which we all have, life issues, personal relationship issues, children, family issues or whatever, but at that moment you have to push everything that you're personally going through aside and actually assist someone else, a complete stranger, with their emergency. So it's almost to the point where you kind of like ignore those natural instincts and feelings that you have and just push through and continue on, and never really truly deal with what your emotions are responding to an emergency situation. A stabbing, a shooting, a hanging, car accident, children, grandparents' heart attacks, just everything. You never really too much de-stress.
Right.
You kind of like just work through it and move on, which is not good. But
do you want to talk a little bit about your husband?
I'll touch briefly on it. It's still really, really fresh.
I know.
It's only been, 5 months. So going on 5 months. It's as far as the suicide rate and a lot of things, people don't. There's no awareness of it. I don't believe,
Nobody
or not
knows.
enough
Yeah,
for
they don't know.
Suicide rate for police and firefighters. And their job that we do and the things that we see. My husband.
I know.
I did commit suicide. This is the first time I'm publicly talking about it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I believe the awareness needs to be there. A lot, I do think, has to do with some. I'm not going to even say a lot. Some of it is with the job and the lack of counseling or the grief counseling or the mental de-stressing, like you mentioned, that it's really not there. It's available, but it's not pushed to the forefront. Yeah. I know that I would have benefit from it if it was, pushed to the front. I think it really needs to be more awareness there for that.
Do you recall anything like, I'm sure you guys talked about a lot more and were able to empathize and sympathize with each other because you had already retired prior to, and he was still working, right?
Right, correct.
Do you recall up until the time that his passing, did he say anything or want to talk about anything? What do you feel? How do you feel about what happened?
Now, you guys kind of touched on earlier about dating within your job spec.
Yes.
Or being in a relationship with someone that's within your same scope of, your career. And it definitely helps because you're able to vent to your significant other and they be able to really relate to what you're going through. I was able to relate to a lot of things that he was going through that was job related.
Yeah.
And so I think that kind of helped. He talked a lot. Of course, we talked almost every day about the stresses of that job, whether it be the job itself, the physical aspect, or even the political part of it, and it's just stressful. And, of course, we talked about that a lot. That was almost like a daily conversation between me and him because we could definitely relate to each other when it came to that job.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know it's difficult. Like, grief is not linear. You know, grief is kind of like, it's kind of like high school. It's like this moment in time that's frozen in your life. And you kind of like build your world around that time. It's always there. It'll always be there. It'll always come up around the holidays, and I know it's difficult. But I want you to know that we're here. I met her husband and I met Krista. They were patients of mine when I had my own practice. That's how I met them.
Okay.
And I don't even know how you guys came to me. Maybe a Groupon or something crazy. But they were like the sweetest couple I ever met. And you could tell they really, really loved each other. Like, really loved each other. That's what I strive to eventually have. And I know I ain't about to find it on no Tinder. That's why I be swiping real quick. Like, nope, that don't look like Krista. I'm no girl, I'm going to swipe them. I will. Yes. If I got to come to Flint Fire Department and say, I think my husband's up in here somewhere. Let me help you. Like, no, but I just want you to know that we love you, and I am really happy that you called in and you're very receptive, even on Facebook, where, you know, I can reach out to her tomorrow, like, hey girl, hey. And she's like, hey girl, hey. And I know the grief is difficult. Grief is hard. Nobody can tell you how to grieve. Nobody can comfort you in your grief. And especially with a spouse, I couldn't even imagine. But in my culture, we celebrate life. My father's passing was a celebration. Like, truly, in Africa, it was truly a party. Like, literally, a whole 3 days. I was like, can y'all go home? Leave. I don't got no more money to feed y'all. Y'all done drank the drink, ate the cow, paid the dowry. Get out my house.
Time to go.
Girl, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get
up out of here.
Get up out of here. But in all of that, with all those people, I mean, it was thousands. With all those people, they would sleep on the floor, sleep in the chair, sleep everywhere. I was like, you were never alone. And so I want you to know that you're never, ever alone.
I truly appreciate you.
You're never alone.
I love you so much.
Oh, you're so sweet.
You're my sister, girl.
Girl, call me anytime. I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. If you need to talk, I'm here. So I think that's a big factor. And that was the one thing we were supposed to talk about, was solutions to the burnout. But this is to be continued, because I want everybody to hear all the different public service professions. This was just the firefighters today. I want the police. I want the nurses, the nurse practitioners, everybody. We might get a podcast full of chaplains up in this mug.
Hey, that's
you don't want that. You don't want that. Is it Chris?
Everybody suffer grief. Everybody have traumatic moments in their lives. I don't care who you are or what profession you're in.
Yeah.
So it's always good to try and talk it out. I'm actually getting to a point where I'm able to talk about it. This right here is major for me in my situation. But I truly appreciate you guys, like, sincerely.
Yeah.
Krista,
awesome.
Krista, I think it was a couple years ago, I was binge watching this show about the Flint Police Department. And they often showed firefighters as well. I'm just curious if you happen to be in that. Well, I don't even remember what it was called.
Y'all still talk about calendars and stuff? Like, you talk about a TV show, he talk about calendars. Like, come on now.
Yeah, there was a couple shows. I think they actually, Flint had an episode of Cops. We did. Was it the Flint documentary type thing?
It was a documentary. Yeah, it showed the police, a little bit of the fire department, but like the inner politics and things like that.
There was a couple scenes where me and my husband as well was in on that one, but
hard to find that.
Yeah,
I think it's on. I saw one on Netflix. I don't know if that's the one she's talking about.
It was on Cops.
I think it was Netflix. It painted a very bleak picture of the Flint Police Department. And there was all the drama of who was going to be the new police chief and who was going to be the new mayor.
Right.
And man, it had me sucked in for like
you was all
days. I was really into that.
We're gonna have to post that. We gotta see. Let's see Krista in action. Is Amy in there too?
You know what? I believe that I probably was I retired then? They may have a couple things. I think they went back and put like a bunch of video or whatever, but they did a couple different documentaries in Flint. So I'm not totally sure which one he's speaking of, but
I think it might have
hopefully
been
we
called
can get more.
Flint Town.
Flint has been a
It was
training
Flint
ground.
Town.
Flint
Did you
Town?
guys know that
Not
Flint has-
Flintstones?
No, you know, I'm from Ohio, so I was just absolutely fascinated by, you know, and it was the water crisis at the
Yep.
time, so I was like just zoned into this program.
Ohio's gonna lose on Saturday.
Oh no.
It's a whole
Town?
season. Yeah, it's a documentary, but
Well,
it's
let's
a
find the
season.
season.
It's
I'm about to
really
go
good. It's
home and
really,
binge
really
watch
good.
it.
Yeah.
And I'll be
Okay.
like, that's my
Okay.
girl, Krista. And I'm posting this on the Real Nurses Detroit tonight. I will find it. Krista.
It's on
I will
Netflix.
Yeah,
find it.
now I know my husband is definitely in there on one of the scenes, like on one of
Aw.
the fires.
Nice.
Well, we're going
I
to
think the
dedicate
part that I
this.
was in might have been like at town hall, like at one of the meetings or
Okay.
something like that. I think they filmed. So yeah, but it's
That's
definitely
awesome.
worth a watch.
Girl,
I'm
you a
sure I saw you.
celebrity.
I saw you then because
No,
I didn't miss
my
an
girl, no, by
episode.
no means.
Girl, I didn't know you was a
No,
celebrity. I didn't know. I just asked you
Girl,
because
by
you was
no
my
means.
girl, girl.
I'm serious.
Currently, you are a celebrity because you're the only one that's been on Netflix.
You like the most famous person we ever had on the
Oh,
show,
my
girl.
goodness. You know what I think? Didn't just about everybody on the fire department, the police department? No.
She's so humble.
Y'all
You like her for real?
y'all are all celebrities.
Why you not getting a kickback? You should be getting paid. Do you get paid
Oh.
for that
Girl,
Netflix?
I wish.
All I'm
Girl,
saying,
right.
all I'm saying is
Second
I ain't
shot.
never been on Netflix.
I'm saying but do you
That's
Netflix
funny.
and chill? Did y'all Netflix and chill to that movie? Tell the
That's
truth.
funny.
You
I'll come back on.
She just
when
ignored
when
that.
I open up my restaurant. I'll come back on there. It's
Oh, you
same
opening a
with,
restaurant?
The Urban Slurp coming soon.
Wait.
The urban slurp.
Okay.
The Urban Slurp is what it's going to be called.
Wait, is that the seafood stuff you be posting
That
on
is
your?
yes, the
Oh my
noodles,
God, that
noodles.
looks
I am
so
straight
good.
noodlehead.
I know.
I'm sorry, but her
Push
food.
the mic.
I'm sorry, girl. Y'all, am I loud to y'all? Cause I'm not loud to me.
We're gonna go one ear.
You okay, girl? You okay?
You
I
said-
get loud. It's okay.
Girl, I get loud all the time. They always be looking at me like, really? Yeah, really. You gonna hear me today? Don't. So they be trying to unplug my mic and stuff. They done took my bell.
Just sit.
That's horrible.
There you go. Push it away. Just
Like this.
We're going for
Hands-
content, not
hands
volume.
width.
Okay,
See, like this.
that's why the engineer ain't here. Whatever.
Conversational.
Krista, thank you.
Yes, thank you,
You're welcome.
Krista.
When you're in the
Happy
Royal
holidays,
area,
happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's to you guys.
and
Hopefully
happy
it's
birthday.
2020.
Happy
Yeah, it's
birthday.
coming soon.
Yes, happy
Sagittarius
birthday.
season.
Yes.
It is.
All right.
Time for the
Yes,
Sagittarius.
You can tell who's a Sagittarius up in here.
Proud.
He said proud. Yes. Yeah, don't worry. Go ahead
It's
and
just
have
the
your
warrior
little,
in me.
have your little fun because the Capricorn's going to tear it up.
Oh, Lord, there she go.
Yeah, I'll party with y'all.
Pretty sure these are signs. We're talking about.
Yes.
They act like they don't know what zodiac sign is the best. We're the goats.
Girl, that's
it.
serious.
so-
They know.
Push it back, push it away.
Pushing it
I'm pushing it
closer.
closer.
I'm like, don't push it closer.
Crystal, thank you.
Don't eat the microphone.
We
I
love
You're
love
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Virtual hug.
You're welcome. Yes, right back at you, baby.
Yeah. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
Okay.
All right. Happy birthday. Take care.
Thanks.
All right.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Okay, come on with the hot topics before I don't want to hear them no more.
Oh,
Hot
Come on,
topics.
Angela D. Angie
Hot
D.
topics.
With the hot topics.
one, and I wanted to get your take on this. In Italy, the car seats are now required to have alarms.
See what now?
A car seat?
Car seats,
The baby car seat.
baby car seats are required to have alarms.
Like if you leave the baby in there?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the reason.
Yeah, because
so many
it's some
people have
stupid people
been-
in the world that
Right.
how you forget your
But they
child
only
is
in
the car.
America, though.
Well, I was gonna say, do you think
That's
that
proactive.
Apparently
You're
not,
reporting
since
them.
Italy's requiring.
No, that's them being proactive. I ain't mad at them.
is that something you could see instituted here, or even think it should be?
I think we
always
should
reading
have
about-
done it. Why does another country have to look at our mistakes and make a better decision about? Because here's the thing.
Man, Italy's not better than us.
I'm
Come
not
on.
saying it's better. I'm not saying I take that back. My thing is, why are they implementing stuff over
They do
our?
have better wine.
They're
Oh,
looking at our
yeah.
mistakes, and then they implement things that Why can't we implement that here in U.S. where we're having the problem? My thing is, I don't know if these people have PTSD. Are they mentally disturbed?
Because
I can't forget my baby in the backseat.
That should have been.
You
forgot
what?
your baby in the
I've
backseat.
literally done it.
No, Matt.
Yeah.
No, say it ain't so.
Yeah, I literally did.
Oh,
Look
you
at
must. You have to
say
explain
it
it. You have to
is
explain this.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
You so honest.
You're so honest.
So we took our kids everywhere. I was one of those parents that, I took my kids into the movie theater with me. They were all great sleepers. They'd sleep right through the movie.
Wow.
And it was winter time, and it was our baby, our only girl. And I dropped my wife off because I was being a good guy and making her not walk through the snow to go get the tickets, drop my wife off.
I wish I had like the
we were meeting friends there. And they're going to watch the movie with us. I don't remember what it was. I went and I parked. I left Greta, my daughter, in the back seat.
Greta.
I locked the door. I went up. My friend Brent greeted me at the door because our wives had already gone to their seats with the snacks and stuff. And he said, "Where's Greta?" And I said, "Oh my God."
Oh! So if he didn't know that you had the baby with you.
I did. Oh, I totally did. I knew I had her with me.
No, I'm saying if your friend didn't know.
Oh, if my friend didn't know, I probably would have made it to the theater. My wife would have been like, "Hey,
was it
stupid."
winter time?
It was winter time.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Well,
So
at least it wasn't summertime.
Oh yeah.
True.
For real.
True.
I don't know
She was
what's
bundled
worse.
up, but I went back to the car, got her, no big deal. But I sympathize with parents who do it. I know for some people it's like, how could you do that?
Yeah.
And I have no answer. It happened.
Yeah.
And it's never happened since, but it did happen. I feel so bad for those parents that it happens to, and they get such hate on social media.
Yeah,
They
they
do.
really do.
And I'm kind of an absent-minded person by nature.
What are you? Why are you?
No.
And I would have felt absolutely
got no damn
horrible if
kids.
something bad would have happened to her.
Yeah, no,
just-
I
I
don't.
was-
I don't think people do it purposely, but that goes back to the PTSD. What else was going on? Because a lot of
I was excited. I wanted to watch the movie. It was nothing traumatic. It was
Right.
just
no, not with you.
Okay.
I'm saying there was a nurse practitioner that did this by profession. She went to work for the whole day, and then came back to the car with a baby after 8-hour shift, or it could have been 12. I don't know. 12 hours.
You know, and I think for some people too, it's a matter of routine. If you get outside I'm a creature of routine. If I get outside of my routine, I'll forget my keys, forget my phone, forget my child. Apparently, you know, if you're a creature of habit, then I think it's a little bit.
Or
You're
rushing.
more likely.
Yeah.
You're more likely if you get anywhere outside of your routine.
I don't have a routine.
I think that's when you're at
I
risk.
can understand that.
Routines are for losers. She's like, okay.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry. I won't say it's for losers. I just think routines are boring. Like,
Yeah,
I think
but it's part of being an adult, isn't it? To have a routine.
As an adult,
Yeah,
you
by
almost need a routine.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, by
No.
routine, I mean,
Otherwise, we'd be
I
in
don't normally
college
have
still.
my kid with me when I go to a movie. That's not a typical routine that I might have.
oh, so you were taking, how old was the baby?
Oh, she was a baby. She was in a car seat. She was probably,
I mean,
10 months.
my baby is my baby. She's a baby to
I'd already
me.
had two at
She's
that point.
4,
She wasn't
and
that
she's
special.
whoa.
Wow.
But that's see what happens. The more kids you have, the less care you have. No, it's
More
not
likely
that.
you are to leave them. Yeah.
You know, my
learn-
ex used to
you've
say
learned a
like,
thing
"Oh
or
my
two.
God, we have a second kid on the way. How am I gonna love 2 kids? What? You just gonna love her just like you loved the first one. Do you like your mom? Yeah. Do you like your dad? Yeah. So it's no different. You like your sister? Mm-hmm. You like your brother? Great. You got 2 brothers. You got a sister. You got a mom and a dad. You love them all, right? Equally. Yeah, so you're gonna love the same for your kids. So, but it is a lot of responsibility. There's different personalities. They have different needs. Mine 9 and 4, and a 9-year-old is like, okay, we have to sit around and talk about your hymen. Let's prepare you for your high end. Let's prepare you for your self-esteem. Let's prepare about boys. Let's talk about boys. Do you have a boyfriend? Why are you pushing your mic away? I hope you have daughters. I wish you have daughters.
It almost sounds like she's
Praise
cursing
God.
you. Or
I
something.
did.
Like, is that a curse?
Praise God. Praise God. It's already been prophesied that I will have twin boys. So.
And the ones that do that and say that,
It's
all about how you treat women. I could tell about playboys. I could tell a playboy by the firstborn.
Before you finish that statement, don't forget who you're talking to.
Church choir boy. Yeah,
This man's gonna have twin sons.
He's not. He's gonna have twin girls, and they always want twins. You got a lot of. You ain't got enough testosterone. Anyways, Angela D, back to you. What else is hot? Why are you looking at me like this?
In your words, don't come for me unless I send for you.
Oh my God.
What you got, Angela?
Like just fire.
I know. Okay.
Okay, what's that? What's next? What's next?
Car
topic?
seat alarms.
Well, has anyone heard about this? Hold on, let me move a little bit closer. Has anyone heard about the Gabrielle Union issue that's going on?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, let me enlighten.
Is this a person, Gabrielle Union?
Okay,
Oh
well,
my
hold on.
goodness
First of all,
gracious.
A, you should know who she is, but B, it's okay.
Did you
but
just
this
shoot
is
on
her-
me? Did
this
you just
is
shoot on me? You shoot on me.
That is Gabrielle Union.
Hey, she's pretty.
She's been in so much stuff.
You know who?
She's
You know who?
hyphenated,
You know
though.
who?
I noticed the
You know who
hyphenation.
Dwayne Wade is, right?
I do.
That's his
How
wife.
come you know D Wade, but you don't know Gabrielle Union? Come on.
Have you ever seen like Bad Boys? I mean,
She was in a lot of movies.
Bring It
Bad
On.
Boys
Love and
2.
basketball. She was like, "What are you gonna do? You gonna go to prom with Spalding?" You're like, "Absolutely, I am."
Not
I
ringing
loved
any bells.
Bring It
You
On.
never saw Love and Basketball?
No, I didn't see it.
She was a
either.
bad
Other
girl.
Basketball. Didn't they have Leonardo DiCaprio in it?
Oh my God, that's
No?
Titanic.
No, there is a basketball movie, I think,
Love and
but it's
Basketball.
not that one.
Love and Basketball. He said Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, but there is some basketball
I'm about to-
movie,
I'm
but
about
it
to-
ain't that one.
He's in a basketball.
It's
Past,
not
I'm about
that
to take
one.
your Detroit hat. You can't even have that
You
no more.
know what? Exactly. And let's not forget, she had the show Being Mary Jane.
Being Mary Jane, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. She was on How to Get Away. How to
No,
Get
she
Away
was
with Eva
not.
or something like that.
Oh, she was. Deliver us from
Deliver us
Yes.
from Eva. Deliver us
Yes.
from Eva.
Was, yes.
Oh man.
A lot of
Oh, you should
so
Bad
many.
Bad Boys 2. You should know. Like she was Martin Lawrence's sister in Bad Boys 2.
There
I
was a
saw
show
one.
called Army Wives. She was in.
Oh, I watched a few episodes of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we got the gist. What's
Okay.
going
So,
on?
Just
what's
so
up-
we
what's
can
up-
kind
What
what's
of
about her?
educate you a little bit on her. Okay,
Appreciate
so the dealio is this. So she was just fired from, I don't know how many of you are aware, but she was one of the judges from America's Got Talent.
Oh, America's Got Talent. Yeah.
So they fired her.
Why?
Well, it's going across social media. And I will say this, it wasn't just her. It was also the other judge, Juliana Hugh. I'm probably not saying her last name correctly. But she's saying that she was fired because she stood up for herself against some racial and sexist comments that had been made. And so she said something to producers, and she
They
was let
fired
go.
her.
So
Really?
the other woman that was fired, is she also African American?
She is not. And so that's
Okay.
why I'm saying, like, this is, I'm very specific in saying that's what she said. It just happened, so I'm sure more is gonna come out. But it was just
But that's not her
announced today.
character. That's not something that usually happens.
And
with
I don't
her.
see her
She does some
just saying
big-time
that
movies.
unless there was some issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, she will not be returning.
Mm-hmm.
And she did not leave on her own terms. She was fired. So, yeah. And
Well,
she
she
was
can
only a
afford.
judge for one season, though. But apparently she spoke out against some problematic situations that had occurred behind the scenes of America's Got Talent, which included issues of racism and sexism. And I'm believing that Juliana Hugh might have also defended her or said something because, like I said, they were both fired.
Oh, wow.
And she's very outspoken. She's like myself. I love her. That's my soul sister.
She will say it.
She is not going to tolerate what's wrong is wrong, is what's right is right.
Mm-hmm.
And if she sees something wrong, she's very much, she speaks when Dwayne Wade is playing a game. She on the mic. I mean, she's joking a lot of times, but I think she addresses things in it, like we say about the PTSD, we address things in a jokingly manner, but we also are calling awareness and attention to the problem also at the same time. But I digress. What's next in the hot topics?
So next in the hot topic, I just want to put it out there too that apparently the biggest drinking night of the year, the busiest bar night
is the
what?
night before Thanksgiving. Did you guys know that? Because the day of Thanksgiving, you cannot buy alcohol in a bar. I never knew that.
The most DUIs are usually Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday.
But I don't understand.
What?
Used to be, not anymore.
Not anymore.
What is it?
St. Patrick's Day.
What's the highest DUIs?
No, it's the night before Thanksgiving.
It is.
It absolutely is. Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, because it's all the kids back from college, and they're all going out. They're all getting back together. This is why. So that night, St. Patrick's Day, New Year's Eve, those were amateur nights.
Amateur nights.
They-
He said amateur.
like that's it is. It is what I can't stand being in bars that night.
Really?
I mean,
It's
it just is what it is.
crowded.
Yeah,
and it's
ridiculous,
high
and
as
it's
hell to get in the club.
So,
But here's the thing. Why don't y'all pregame? Pregame, like we all do.
Pre-game.
Yeah, you get your own bottle from the store and then go to the bar. Why are you at the bar trying to get lit? Who does that?
Everybody. No.
I don't go to bars anymore. I'm just old school.
Well,
Okay.
my point being is that for people that are out celebrating, there's going to be free transportation.
Oh.
And just because, drinking and driving and
That's good.
well, I appreciate it.
Is that Uber, Lyft?
Well, I was going to say, I'm going to read the different, there's Uber, there's Lyft, and
I think it's Free Ride that's sponsored by Oakland County.
yes.
Yep.
And the tow. They'll tow your AAA will actually tow your car.
I missed the Designate. Like the Designate was the greatest service.
What is that?
You kids today, you don't know.
No.
No, so the Designate was this phenomenal service that was alive for about 2 years, and then the liability insurance got too high. You could call the Designate. They would come with 2 cars, 2 people.
Wow.
Or they would come with 1 car, 2
with
people.
2 people in it. Yeah.
And then one person would drive you home in your car.
Oh, wow.
And the other car would follow you.
You know what? We need to
awesome.
make that a business.
Oh, my goodness.
Well,
Let's
okay.
bring it back.
But the
Time out, time
liability
out.
insurance got too high, and that's why it died.
Why?
Why?
Because Michigan. Hi, have you met Michigan
Well,
insurance
yeah,
No,
rates?
but I'm
That's-
saying it's a designated
Second.
driver.
Secondly, I would not want somebody driving me home, following me, driving me
to
home
find
in
out
my
where you're
car and
living.
staying where I live.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm rolling nice,
Whatever.
I'd be nervous.
Whatever. And your
I appreciate the service.
2004
Trust people.
BMW.
Wake up
Hey, you gotta try.
Why do you have
Under
to
a bridge.
show me on the doll where the driver hurt you?
I'm just saying. I don't. It's a possibility.
But here's the thing.
Anything's a possibility.
Anything's a possibility.
Those were, you know what, we gave
They
a
were
lot
all
of,
licensed and bonded, and it was a thing. Like it was.
But
I think we should
They were
bring
more.
that
They
thing back.
they had better background checks than Lyft and Uber do.
Oh, yeah.
I
But
know
what
that's
keeps them
right.
from calling somebody and
Hold
saying,
on,
"Look,
bitch.
I just drove this
Hey,
dude
this
home.
MFer is drunk as
He is drunk as fuck."
And they got home safely. That was
and he
the
left
best
his
thing.
garage door open.
Exactly. Exactly.
But here's the thing. We got to go. It's
Oh.
been real. It's
It
tough.
has been real.
It's past my bedtime. And I gotta go to work tomorrow, and it's been real. This time always goes by way too
Real
fast.
too quick.
I love y'all. We will see y'all next week.
Wait, wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
And Hanukkah. Is it Hanukkah?
Oh my god. Okay.
Hanukkah is
Ignore
during-
her. That's
yet.
not
I just-
now at all.
From
and
no,
she's
from here
just-
on, it's just Merry Christmas Kwanzaa.
Oh, I love it. Yes. Oh my god.
That's-
I'm getting a
Just
T-shirt
all the
like
things.
that.
All of it.
We had them
There it
made.
is.
If you
You
would
did?
like one, we have them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas Kwanzaa.
I'm getting one
Say it again
of
for the
those.
camera.
Heck
It's
yeah.
Merry Christmas Kwanzaa.
All
And
day.
where can people get the T-shirts?
At our studios. We just had them made.
Podcast.
That's awesome. I'm getting one.
All right.
Y'all can PayPal me. I'll get y'all a t-shirt. I love y'all.
All
Good
right.
night. Thank you. Real Nurse Detroit signing off.
You can have these.